been playing with Mobile Circ here and there, and I just wanted to show it to you. And this is Mobile Circ is part of SirsiDynix's Blue Cloud. That is some background that NASA sends to my phone. Like every day I get a new NASA image, so yeah, I probably should have changed pictures. So Cindy was like, "What is that?" I'm like, "I don't know, NASA." So yes, and Pokemon Go. I still play. Anyway, Mobile Circ is part of the Blue Cloud suite, I guess you could say, that SirsiDynix is developing. It's working on web services, so that means it's meant to be circulation in the internet, not just on your computer, on your device, right? This is a mobile app, right? Like, this is my phone, so it's a mobile app on my phone. It works on iOS, which is what I have, or no, I have Android. iOS is Apple. I have no excuse because he sleeps through the night. So this is my Android phone, and it works on both Android and iOS. I have an iPad here that I can show you guys. We actually used Mobile Circ to do inventory at Dodge Center. A little bit of inventory, not the whole thing, like parts of a collection. But you just log in with your basic Horizon login, right, and password, the same one you use when you log into the desktop. And this is what you get. Now the real estate on the phone is a lot different than on the app, but it's the same functionality. You can check out, you can check in, you can review by user, and you guys can read the rest of these on the side. The one thing it's still really missing that should be coming hopefully in the next update is placing holds. But you can place holds, using Enterprise if you're on a mobile device. So why am I talking about it? Because these are some of the advantages with Mobile Circ, and I want to keep talking about it because every time there's a web services upgrade, something else in the mobile app becomes easier and easier to use. So what are some of the advantages? It's really portable, right? Because you put it on your phone and you have it with you. So it's something that even if you don't have the internet, you can use the data on your phone to access. Like if your internet goes out, you can still check things in and check things out. You can still make new borrowers. You can still do that kind of stuff if you have it on your phone. Or you can have it on your iPad and set your phone to a hotspot if you have that capability on your phone. It can email receipts, and also I was playing with the printer. It will print receipts to a Bluetooth device. So I've got one with me. I can show you. And if you don't have a scanner, actually I was playing with the camera last night and it works really well. Better than it did the last time I played with it a couple months ago. So it does work really well for some things, and it does work very poorly for other things. So I would not recommend using Mobile Circ for the entirety of your collections inventory. You will be there for years. It's very slow because it's pulling more information back. When you're doing an inventory at your library and you're using Citrix and Horizon, you're just scanning the barcode and sort of registering the barcode. In Mobile Circ, it's actually pulling the title and the shelf information and it's displaying it for you. And so it's pulling more information back, so it does take longer. If you're doing an inventory, say you've got a couple shelves that got messed up, or you're doing a small collection because you're thinking about doing something with it, I would use Mobile Circ and inventory because you're getting that title and call number information as you're scanning, which is useful in some scenarios. There's small screen space, so if you're like my husband, who can't type or text, he uses his thumbs, it's just funny. Maybe Mobile Circ isn't the best for you. And very limited printing. very limited. So far, all I've been able to print from the app are your items out when you check out. I can't get hold slips, I can't get in transit slips to work, so they're supposedly working on that. And it does scan slower than Horizon over Citrix, so especially with Wi-Fi. Data, it's still slower, but not as slow. So it does honor any blocks your patron has. And there's a lot more settings you can adjust, sort of right within the session. There is setup required ahead of time. So before you go and use this, you need to contact the help desk because we have to set up your Horizon login and we have to give you a license activation code. So actually I was playing with it the other day, and the holds by user I found to be particularly useful because I'm one of those people that uses my holds for like suspending my request to say what I want to read in 3 months, and I place a request and then I put it on suspension. But in Horizon you don't really see that it's suspended, so you have to, like click into the request on my borrower record to see it's suspended. But this is displaying the proper status, maybe the proper is the wrong word. This displays a little bit more usefully. So, and the pull lists are a lot quicker. You can't sort them, you can't customize it in any way, which is part of the reason why it's quicker, but it does pull up really quick. So, not that I'm encouraging you to do this, but should you wonder where one of your patrons' requests are, perhaps you could switch locations and pull up that library pull list and say, have they done their pull list? What's going on here? Why is there so many things on? And then you would contact the help desk and we would help you. You wouldn't then call that library and harass them endlessly. But it is nice to sometimes be able to see where things are in the process. So here are some more things that I have got to test out. The offline circ. I'm still iffy if it's working right now. But so far I think it's going to work, but I have to test it out some more. But eventually SirsiDynix has said this will completely replace PC reliance. So one day you all have to have some access to Mobile Circ. There are some other printing functionalities I want to test out. I did want to do a small inventory collection, as I was saying before, and there is an event attendance functionality on the app. So, because it's on your phone or it's on your mobile device, you can just kind of pull up a section and say, there's 37 people here for this event, and it logs it. And then when you go to do your annual report or whatever, you can pull all that information from one place. If you have a small pull list, if you're a smaller library or a school and your pull list is maybe under 10 things, generally each day, I would recommend using Mobile Circ. If you're a larger library with lots of collections and lots of space all over the place, don't use Mobile Circ because you can't sort. So, but for small areas, you can. You can also in Mobile Circ limit to collection codes. So if you had iPads at your library and you have a student who's free or a shelver or something and you said, go do the DVD pull list. You could give them the iPad and they can walk over to the shelf and bring those things back to be checked in. You can check them in on the app, but you won't get in-transit slips printed. So if you need that, you wouldn't want to do that. So what can we offer right now? We have 5 Bluetooth barcode scanners and iPads to go with them, and 2 Bluetooth receipt printers. And we do have the 7 Chromebooks for inventory and 3 net tops. And the Chromebooks, I put those on there because you can use the Bluetooth barcode scanners with the Chromebooks, which I did play around with yesterday. So these items here on this Chromebook, I actually checked in using this scanner. So, but of course, was not logged into the right location. I think I'm logged in as Lake City, and these items are all SELCO, so they all went in transit, but I didn't get any slips. So I'll have to fix that later. So these are really handy because you just turn it on and it will connect if my Bluetooth's on, which I think I turned it off to save battery life. And you just hit the button and scan it. It's really useful. It's nice. They come with lanyards, and it has this extension, so you're not bound by a USB port. So I'm going to turn that off. And if you want, I do have, this one is paired with a device that is at home, so you can't use this one. But this one I used this morning to check something out to me, and it does print the checkout receipt. So that's what this is. And this is renewals. So I renewed a bunch of DVDs, which is why there's all that, why it's so big. So it will print your renewals, your checkouts, your all items out. If you're pulling somebody up, it can do that too. But it doesn't do holds, it doesn't do in-transit slips. So the most difficult part, I would say, about using Mobile Circ is getting it set up, getting everything logged in, getting the activation code. We do some setup on our end. And then pairing your Bluetooth device. That is a pain in the butt. So I think, kind of mastered some of it. So I'm going to write instructions to go with each of these 5 scanners and iPads. But if you are thinking about using Mobile Circ, you need to prepare ahead of time. Don't think you're just going to call me the morning of and get everything ready, because it's not going to work. Trust me. You will be very frustrated. Contact the help desk, give us as much time as you can, and we can get everything set up. And even if you don't know if you're going to use it now, contact us, get set up to use it, and you may be surprised with how you might use it in the future. So I was hoping to have a couple people I know that are using Mobile Circ here, but they're not. So I will just tell you how people are using it.
We use it. We use it.
Do you?
We use it on our book bike, but we just use the laptop in a Horizon session. So.
Okay, yeah. Did you use a Bluetooth scanner, or you just used a Chromebook?
Bluetooth scanner.
Did you use Horizon and Citrix, or there is a browser version to the Mobile Circ app that you can pull up in a browser?
We just use Citrix.
Citrix over Horizon, yeah. And I know they're kind of different things, but in our world they kind of mesh together a little bit. So that's why we talk about both of them together. Alice, I know you've done some things, but with the Chromebook and the Bluetooth scanner, is that right?
Yep.
Inventory or?
We did do some inventory, and then we've had a couple internet outages, so I hotspotted with my phone, and it continued service as normal.
Yeah, and that's a really great way of using it. Let's see, we have a couple libraries, and I won't name them because they're not here, so I don't want to embarrass them. But, one of them is using Mobile Circ, the app on her phone, and she is partnering with, I think it's like City Hall, is doing some kind of event after their board meetings. I think that's what she said it was. And so she is going to these events and registering new borrowers using Mobile Circ on her phone. Using a Bluetooth scanner to scan barcodes in, or to scan, I don't think this works on Minnesota driver's licenses. Looking at Tyler, do you remember? Okay. It doesn't work yet, I think, on Minnesota driver's licenses, where the barcode on the back will take all that information. But I think if we get the real ID, new driver's license, it'll work, or something like that. But she's registering new borrowers to the library and checking material out to them. She's bringing some material with them to this event and doing Circ from her phone and a Bluetooth scanner. Another library is doing something similar, but I think it was during the summer that they were doing I can't remember what the name of it is, but in Zimbrota we have a Tuesday night music in the park. It was something like that, but she brought the phone, or actually it was a Chromebook, and a Bluetooth scanner, and some barcodes and some popular material, and was registering borrowers, a lot of kids, and getting some books out to them. So it's a way of being more mobile. Yep.
That made me think of one more thing that we did. So at
Yeah.
our school, we have one-to-one iPad projects, so every high schooler has an iPad.
Mhm.
So when they do their high school registration, we have the library has a table there, and we sign kids up for library cards so that they can use Overdrive on their iPads.
Nice. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, so there's lots of different ways you can use it. Like I said, pull list. It's not the greatest. You can't do a lot of sorting, but you can choose like a collection if you want to focus on just one area in your library right at that moment. It's something portable. You're not printing out. So that's Mobile Circ. I think I was able to fill the time. There, you can look at my
Cheryl, is that an app you can find in the app store?
Yeah, I guess I should have started off by saying that. Yes, it's, I think if you just search SirsiDynix, that's usually how I find it. If you go into either Google Play or, what's the one for Apple called?
App Store.
App Store, the blue one. Search SirsiDynix. I think you can, if you do that, you'll find both BookMine and Mobile Circ. So I think if you search Mobile Circ, you'll see it, but it won't be
You have
at
to
the
make it
top.
one word.
Yeah, you do have to make it one word, yeah.
Funny that, no?
Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention. For those of you who don't have Chromebooks or other Bluetooth devices, this is a Bluetooth dongle, and I have yet to test it, but I plan to. At home, we have a PC that's a tower. Actually, we might have some here that will turn a device into Bluetooth, basically. So if you have like a tower that you want to make into Bluetooth and use your scanner or something with it, you can do that. This was like $6.99 on Amazon. So I was asked by one of the schools, actually, because of their physical setup, their barcode scanner won't fit from where they have their tower to where their checkout desk is. So I said, well, maybe we can try this. So I've yet to try it, but in theory, it should work just fine. So Mike likes that, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.